afternoon. Welcome to Beer Chat and Friends. Kitumisho Lebelo on the mic. Lebohang Sitube in the middle. Kamole Gitor Edgar.
On the right.
Kofifi Ledwar.
Hey, get a nickname. Kofifi.
Edgar Kofifi Ledwar.
I like it. Get Kofifi.
Yeah. Guys, welcome again. Thank you for subscribing. The numbers we love that. We love it a lot. By the way, subscription is free. If one man on social media, on YouTube and stuff, people there's people that you actually subscribe for an amount.
Okay.
Some people, yeah. But we don't have that. It's for free. Subscribe. Press a notification so that every time when we post an episode, you are aware of it.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much. Welcome, friends. Guys, how was the week? Sidumo.
Yeah.
How was your week, man? We didn't speak all week. Actually,
yeah, man.
So how was it?
The week was a bit dull. I was a bit sick. So I didn't go to work, trying to recover. So if I'm better. But otherwise, yesterday I gave a game, and then I was hoping our Chiefs would actually save the country by stopping Sundowns. Unfortunately, unfortunately as well. Yeah, TV so. I was just speechless. No, it's done.
I think Motafulenge, we actually.
So I'm a bit down. But it's okay. We'll bounce back. So for the Nedbank Cup, Chiefsy, we're hoping that we can take that one. I think we can. I think we have a chance of taking Nedbank. So, yeah.
Before Motafulenge, because I just want to save you the embarrassment, Kaizer Chiefs. Motafulenge, by the way, Sundowns, Kaizer Chiefs, Orlando Pirates.
Yeah.
It's actually not orchestrated. So it's very Lena friends like Sundowns is the way to go. Obviously, only but anyway, personal. But now that you know, like it's more disking. Mango ko sa ding efeng.
Mara nanti Sundowns impitile one not. Wana kana yibitile we. Impitile for one. Impitile for one. Yeah. No. Nandili one not. So I guess I was. Yeah. Mara ukupanele wana kadi. Ukupanele Sundowns kadi. I mean Sundowns kadi 15. Somewhere.
Kids, I would say sometime come match.
Are you ready for one?
Sonzo no phela le ready abuti. Ngasera ke ready. Sonzo no phela ke le.
Bara balenyaka hono go sowetu kwa.
Tlano bona e be ke
What about the double?
I can let it all out. Tlano bona e be ke yeah.
But how was your week though?
My week was okay, man. Hey, work was hectic. Spananka year end writing Feb 29 Feb 28 Feb.
Yeah.
Oh, my brother, the week leading up to the 28th of Feb is all every year
like that.
Yeah, so that's the nature of my job. Yeah, my week was okay. Just sadly got some news or magogo munkokasi koki huditseng ko teng re tlhokofetse. That was a bit sad. So ke tswa finale nya hae Saturday. Yeah, nekile siabuswa re molukile after tears nyana got to see batho ba ke na le mengwaga sa ba bone. So yeah, that was my week in a nutshell.
Yeah, and just now you were talking to your daughter, how's she now?
Oh, she's chill.
Braids.
Yeah, naira di hairstyle. Yeah, ke teenager no me bra. Teenagers are very difficult mo banyaneng. Personalities tsa bona di a change. Yeah, they be anti-social blind.
Serious?
Yeah.
When you socially ban?
Ke di face. Mara hentse ke butsa mense ke consult because neng ngwari Isabel. She's very extroverted, mara recently introverted. So ba itse ba na experience those who've raised teenagers but ne dimense ba change ke stage ba change body ya change menstruation ya thoma things like that. So he consult mense it's a natural process. Yeah, neng ngwari Isabel ninja blind.
Yeah, that's good. Wa consult
ke consult le nyora la ke consult they but ngesizulu bathini buza bakwa phambili butsa ba leng kopele. So people who've
wisdom kanje
na koka siba mpitsa wisdom again. No, Joe, it's who consult are important, my brother. There's always people who did what you you're doing. Either the colleague, there's always woman sister
Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah,
consult are important.
Yeah.
So after you consult, man, I feel like easy.
Yeah. Okay, how was your week?
That's stressful, man.
Interesting.
Stressful. Spanish is stressful. Stressful. Sales. You know, I think industry is the most it's the most difficult, you know.
Yeah.
And I love what I do, but it's very stressful. So it was a stressful week. Who deal a lady client, you know, I had to know le motho a deal on the computer.
Nah.
Like I press on computer, press enter, and you know, IT stuff, because it doesn't talk back. The only thing, maybe you get a code and then you have to figure it out. Game chain end of the day. But moto sensitive, moto. It's almost like Salabana with a phone call or Auspalisa, how are you doing? You know, I didn't have a bad week. So Mario off guard. Because now you have to talk to that person who got the emotions before you actually do your job. Yeah. Because you're dealing with a person. So it was a very stressful week for targets, but I'll catch up. I'll catch up. It's a new month. So we'll make it work. So just work.
Yeah, we go through a lot, man. Yeah. I think you know, we just like we just said on terms of what's gonna happen. I mean, already, like, you know, for in just this year alone, and Ramo March, but look at so many things that have happened already. Donald Trump kamo ziking or tsari washini kamo kamo tsari Ndlozi what EFF or resigning from EFF kamo, you know, you've got people from DRC sadly who passed away, you know, condolences to the family. And in Kamo, you know, budget speech Kamo by postponed. And that's happened like all in like what 8 weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So people, you know, people are going through a lot. You know what I mean? And I guess almost sales is also just have to manage around because people are going through a lot on their personals. You know what I mean? So but unfortunately that's the nature of the job.
It's not unfortunate. Fortunately, it's the nature of the job, because I always think, being in the people business, I sell different things, but I'm in the people's business. You know, I think a lot of people, we live in silos. What's spanning in your cubicle, or a computer, kind regards.
Yeah.
The only time you snap out of it is when you actually go to a funeral.
Yeah.
You know, when was the last time you will go? For example, what happened with you? I'm sorry, man. Our condolences. But a lot of people don't face people every day of their life. They don't know what people are going through.
Yeah.
And I think it's a very fortunate space to be in, to really see how life is bigger than your car problems.
Nah.
Life is bigger than your car pay. I mean your house payment, your bond. You know, we get so in this trance, man, and you miss out on life. So I actually see life every day through people. Yeah. So it's an amazing job.
Yeah.
So very fortunate.
Yeah.
Very fortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My phone.
No answer. Maybe.
What's up? I see. No. It's okay. Okay. No, man. But I'm glad that so far Rukupani happy.
Yeah.
You know the producer Aaron, he said something very interesting, right?
Okay.
Ever since we actually doing the podcast, man, we actually in our minds plan to see each other during the podcast and not actually during the week. Do you think that has happened, like in terms of ever since Rutubile podcasting?
Yeah.
Though the friendship is still there, but do you think we actually now psychologically in a way that podcasting that we don't actually check up on each other during the week?
Nah, I don't think that's the case.
You don't think so?
I think Rasa phone as usually.
Nah.
They're the weekend anyway.
Nah.
Most of the time. So I don't think it's changed. I haven't experienced the time I want postpone podcast. Nah, so I don't think that's happened.
When?
On my side, no.
No, I agree there.
Nah. Okay. Yeah, for me, I don't know. It's I'm 50-50 because of I know much podcasting.
Yeah.
So that's where we can catch up.
Yeah.
Talk before the episode.
Okay.
Yeah. So in some way, I think we need to just be careful about that.
Okay.
Yeah, somewhere, you know. But yeah, guys, last week, 2 weeks back, we went to an event. We had an absolute amazing time at the event. So please stay tuned because we interviewed a person who actually was hosting the event. So we're gonna put it on after this episode. So please, well, within this episode as well, but only at the end. So please stay tuned. And as Dimitri said on the left, Hore, please subscribe, guys. We can't, every time we have to come here, we have to just ask you to subscribe because of we can only grow if you guys are subscribing. And it's free to subscribe. You know what I mean? So, and any podcast that you guys are watching out there that you like, subscribe to those podcasts because I'm sure they also need that subscription as well.
Yeah.
To us as well, we also need that for you guys to subscribe. So, but we thank you for subscribing. For those that did, for those that didn't, it's free. Subscribe. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Chill, man. But
Yeah.
otherwise, are you ready for this episode?
Yeah. Sure. Always, man.
Are you
Always
ready?
ready. Always
Are you
ready.
ready for this
Born
episode?
ready.
Yeah,
I was born ready.
You know, I think last year, no? My family and I, we organized a trip to go to Europe. Sorry, Europe.
Okay.
It was a nice trip. We went to 4 countries.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think there's the similarities that I saw in those countries, nah?
Yeah.
It was number one, those people love their countries. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
But patriotic.
Yeah, too much, Joe. Like wherever you go, or you see the flags, you see who needy, you see. I was even scared to take a piss. Most starting, almost carrying. Hey, what if my push about Banswara? You know.
Oh, man, no, nyako rota mo strateleng. Lebza le mo South Africa tshwanetse o tshabo ira, I think.
Funny enough, yeah.
So mo Mzansi a tshabo ira.
No, I'm Mumzanzi. I'm from Prest and Prest.
Ay, God. Hi, guys. Hi.
No, Mumzanzi from Prest and Prest.
Okay.
Yeah, I prefer going to the bathroom, but again, but I'm only literally I was pressed, man.
It should be like that.
It should be like that.
Yeah,
It should be like that. You know what I mean? So as we were just traveling, just seeing places, you know, going back to the hotel. Sometimes we'd go back to the hotel a bit late.
Yeah.
So, in the train, I would see a lot of ladies.
Okay.
Yeah? And then I would see them coming out of the train around about 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
they would walk to their apartments.
Mm.
And then, you know, as they walk to their apartments, they would walk safely to their apartments. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know, all of those
Yeah.
things. You know what I mean? And beautiful ladies. I'm not just talking about just.
Dikobinkinyana. Dite dikobinki
Ah,
kaka.
unique. Edgar, come on.
Oh.
What about unique? I want to score.
Dite ni medise unique kaka. Di buy obviously dite.
Say
unique.
unique. Yeah.
Kira dikobinki.
Akaba bona funny enough, eh?
Seriously? Ko Europe no bana bana ba pila fela.
Bona ba pila fela. Maybe serious. Like even the police officers or law enforcement, they're like papila, well trimmed, you know,
busy.
yeah, man. It was what was interesting for me is that when I was on the train, maybe going back to the apartment with the family, you'd see maybe a girl like at 10 o'clock coming back from wherever she comes from, and she would walk, like maybe we would walk just, you know, with her, but she would be in front of us. And then they go to their residence, you know, without guys coming and saying, hey, Joe, get a number, no more.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And I just said, but those girls are feeling so safe. And for some reason, I became jealous for why our women more South Africa, why they don't feel safe.
Okay.
Yeah, I felt jealous, you know what I mean? Because of that level of freedom and safety, I think we all need to experience it. And I said, but why, Gen Z or South Africa, we don't make women feel safe? Do you think there's a culture in South Africa where we don't make women feel safe? And if that's the case, why so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So firstly, ke nahana hore Joe, the first thing I want to say to men, like, if you get an opportunity to travel. One sorry. You wouldn't have picked that up. You wouldn't have known this
Okay.
had you not traveled.
Not true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Babang opinion, I've also traveled 2 countries more Africa. Opinion now is limited to more. We don't know what it's like. What it's like beyond.
Yeah.
So before get to more, you're not daring. I would say, but while you get opportunity to travel, man, just see. I've been to 2 countries now, and I've seen the lots of different. So
Yeah.
the opinion is a bit more open because I see ko Swaziland batho ba ira dilo bjang ko Botswana batho ba ira like
Yeah.
but anyway but like as I say opinion I will only be limited to what I've
Been exposed to. No?
what I've been exposed to outside beyond the borders of South Africa. I just feel like generally man society e sa tseng basadi serious kind of
What? Repeat. Right?
ke feel like re hona le okay well e re ke ska re society e but ke feel like re mentality was the not necessarily like basadi more na ba vulnerable too much one swara ba vulnerable that I don't know where it comes from but yeah so I think that's where it comes from yeah they put into a very weak like women and children ba really very weak modlali.
Yeah, okay. Are you saying, okay, I want to understand. So
I want to understand more.
Yeah.
You can go deeper on that.
Okay.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
But can you bring it closer to home or
Yeah. So ke feel hore jo I don't know. I think it's just culture or something. Mo ileng hore basadi le bana maybe aba treatiwe I don't know. Kore tswa ke tsore nka be mara ke tsore etswa kae mara I feel like yeah but
when you say they're vulnerable, are you saying emotionally, physically? Are you saying they're unsafe? Are you saying or they're not equal towards men?
I would say the mentality but how it's equal to men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So equal in many ways, like such as
in many ways, yeah. Whereas maybe and as I said, my opinion is only limited to what I've been exposed to, which is only our country. And I would think in other countries, in European countries, in other continents, especially other continents, because I would say more Africa sort of maybe mentality always kind of the same.
Yeah.
One sort.
Yeah.
Mara in Europe, in other countries, you only have to look at like things like sports.
Yeah.
Where women in other continents are compensated almost the same as the male counterparts. And then you come to us, they're not compensated even close to half of that. Already get that in your mentality or the way who treat one gender ill. I sharp. One sort. Go the countries the actress and stuff, you'll see they get compensated to Torale Majita. You'll see who about treat you sharp, unlike Modali. So I can only give my opinion based on some of the other things I see more TV or in sports or in politics, you know. Politicians go USA, they have power nyana, more maybe here and there.
I think something comes up here at Gabulela, you know. How much of that does it actually lie on politics? Because again, like what you were saying already, when you're in Europe, the women, beautiful women, right? And unique ones, right? They all feel like in a safe space where they can go on trains at late at night and they can walk around and all of that, right? And there seems to be some kind of governance. I think can we ignore Tabaya governance from that reality to say, from a government point of view on our side, how many things are put in place? And I get a government, I'm not talking about Kamo Parlamente or what. I'm talking about governance in terms and politics in terms of the number of police that have to be on the streets. Number one. From that side of governance and politics, we need a certain number of, I mean, it's always mentioned, we are short staffed or whatever, policing and whatever. But we've never reached the point where we have filled the vacancies at all. You go now, Metro Shotabat, the police Shotabat, and whatever. And politically, if there's a governing power that's supposed to chase these things, or why are we not filling these vacancies? Because these vacancies are actually important for the safety of our women. Directly to that, our children. You know, I think when we look at Europe and so forth, politically and governance wise, I think we are so far apart from these people. Because there are age of corruption in the body. And I think I'm not saying I'm right, but how much does it also weigh on our politics and governance, or
Yeah.
maybe Rakosti. How are women gonna be safe?
Yeah.
Because I'm avoiding are women safe because of men? I'm actually avoiding that. There
Yeah.
is that element
Yeah.
that exists as well, ne? But if we are going to wait for men or a stand up and rebel only men, I think our point of view is a bit
Limited.
Yeah.
because the governing power, I mean, is there.
Mm.
Mapodisa, why are women not feeling safe? You know, it's a very
Yeah. Not for natural. I think it's
a big issue.
It's more psychological. Like presence ya maphodisa is for reaction. It should be for reaction. It should be react. It should be if mutato no ram cherry mo strating, but react. One swar. But can we find ourselves in a place where we don't even need presence ya maphodisa? Understand? Can we find ourselves in a place where Majita from primary school or wherever you raised to know hori cherry protective, you know what I mean? So rona lo complain about presence ya maphodisa enging hey wabona mara ke duma a situation where it's not even necessary to maphodisa everything because we've been raised so well, we've been trained so well hore motho a iriwe ntwe blind.
Ka utlwa ne?
Yeah.
Maybe let me put it in a different scenario. Ne? I get no lebeletse protection ya women. Like
Yeah.
that, ne?
Yeah.
Ha re na ne situation ya vimba ba ntshwara po.
Yeah.
It's happened before. Ba ntshwara po. Ke re ba ntshwara po ke rasa. Ke rasa ne
Yeah.
making a scene. O mong lo mong ejo Majita, whether Majita or ladies, o mong lo mong o lebella ko side. Society is allowing me to be robbed because
Yeah.
abanya go ditsenga.
Is there strong law enforcement? Is there strong presence in police?
No, there is.
So do you think that maybe contributes to?
I think personally, for Nat to chip in a bit, I think one, when I was observing the gents,
Yeah.
that side, I didn't see a guy undressing a lady. Number one, they're having their conversation, they're chilling, Obviously, if you want to approach a lady, maybe you want to approach her. We're not saying like live on now, kid monko or whatever.
Yeah.
But you find that a lady sometimes can feel uncomfortable to dress in a certain way because she feels that maybe I might be undressed. You know what I mean? There's no sense of women feeling they dress freely, bashapo, but there is a strong sense of police. But I don't think that is what makes it more safe. I think it's the mindset. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Then I think very much
I really think
it's psychological.
I hear, but how do you build psychology? Wait.
Yeah.
And the reason why I can force for a sharp, how do you adopt a certain mindset? It's very easy if there's police presence, mindset wise, it's easy to think safety. If there's no presence of certain things, and I'm not saying the avenue ever no police because another person can feel police it's intimidation or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But I'm saying, how do you build a mindset of or a culture or a certain mindset of certain things,
Yeah.
And I don't disagree. I don't disagree with
Yeah,
you,
no,
right?
sure. I think
And the reason why we like it is that as a different scenario. To say in general, our culture, momzanti, but I mean about po,
Yeah.
right in the middle of town or now it's happened before, and I've seen other people barasane. It will take one brave person somehow intercept.
Yeah.
But the mentality is that I get it say. I don't want to be involved. And my question is, I think on top of that is that you are right. Maybe the deeper question is that, or how do we build that mindset and that society?
Yeah.
Where does it start?
I think that it starts from a very young age. Yeah, from a very young age. From komantwaneng,
So who teaches you? Your parents or a system? Or is it the schools? Is it a governance thing?
It's also
And like in your household. Like, and now we are faced with this societal issue.
Yeah.
Right? And that's why okay, where does it start?
Yeah.
What are the progressive steps on a political, on a kamuntlung, and even kamuntlung, majita bashot.
It's and it's very hard because even like a konokra household, the siblings the three, it's a majita. The parents said no violence, nothing. two ya majita ba tshwenye o mwana ena no ba violent I don't know re ba sa o iputse gore dimene o tswa mo
family
o tswa mo foundation ya everyone else yena a tsietse la so yeah it gets difficult
it gets difficult
yeah.
But I think for me personally number one
Yeah.
but I think we need to first acknowledge number one is that women are not punching bags. You know what I mean? They're not punching bags. And number two, even if I'm dating someone, just because someone said yes to me does not mean I own them. You know what I mean? I'm not entitled to someone else. You know what I mean? I must respect that someone has rights as much as I have rights. You know what I mean? But first of all, I think we just need to acknowledge women are precious, number one, and number two, they're equal. Once we can start acknowledging that, and just because of, I just think that over time you feel entitled that you what gives you that entitlement? Yeah, I get you know what I mean? So we need to first acknowledge as men, one woman, and then I mean I could say just because of maybe musadi uke motwere, you know, and then all of those things, and then next thing, this woman maybe she's cheating on me or she wants to leave. It still doesn't give me the right to actually say, you know what I mean? I should actually say, you know what, and rather just call it quits. Just because of when you have the choice of spending money on this lady does not mean that now you should be entitled to hit her when she's unfaithful or when you think she's unfaithful. You know what I mean? And number two, I think we should also respect that women can wear whatever they want to wear. They can behave whatever they want to behave. But their behavior does not mean now I have the right to now behave in a certain way. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes we say, yeah, but that woman deserved it. Deserved what? I just want to her. You know what I mean? So I think we just need to say we're not entitled to behaving whatever we want to behave to women.
Yeah.
Women have the right to feel safe. And I think for we need to change the mindset. But how do we change it? I think and for me, I think it takes a village to raise a child. So I think generally we should just get involved as community. And people look the other direction.
Yeah.
And I choose society for me personally. That's what I think.
Yeah. How will you react and
I mean, Bona.
And you there?
One, it's a I would try to call reinforcement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Try to call assistance. I won't go there acting like a bad man, Elena. You know what I mean? Try to call assistance. Hey, 1, 2, 3, or phone or something. But after, when a person, maybe there was no reinforcement, there was no police, just make sure that you don't just move away. Go to that person, and then hey, come for safety. Go where you can get help. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you find that even as long as police station, and I think that is a wrong mentality. You know, these things are subjected to anyone, and one day it could be me. And then myself, I need help. So the way you treat people, treat them the way you want to be treated.
Yeah. It's very relative, and I think men are vulnerable. Unfortunately, we got to a point where we used the vulnerability in a negative way.
Yeah.
Yeah. We actually talking about it earlier. How many times do you hear on Jita? Bam hijackila arofa medi lift. Hante medi Spanish ana
medi Spanish ala batho.
As soon as I bulam nyaka rotsa na Jita shi.
Ashiba bona. Eish.
Wang understand? How many times have you tried to tusa? Joe, like it's
it can backfire.
It's getting bad. Like it's getting bad to next level. Like wang understand? So it's unfortunate about how vulnerable they are. They vulnerability to who commit a crime.
Yeah.
Who trap a man. So nagena personally who to some to know who farm to leave to crash recover.
It's risky, right?
It's risky too. But most of the time you regret it whole fate. Like una lo feta motho bona ka reng ke ba ke mothusitse. O regret.
Yeah, because of what you're saying is true.
Let's other situations up or how many times or why intervene. Mlao tino khawata wena o
intervenile.
Yeah, or cherry eno we thusa mjita ya modonora. I drop a case out jigela ro tsena taba tsa batho. How many times that it happens every single day? So
And
I would appeal to Batwa vulnerable level, man. They make it. They've made it difficult.
They've made it
Yeah,
difficult,
they made
man.
it difficult. Yeah, and I'm not saying generally women. Le majita are vulnerable. They use situations to in a adverse way.
Nah. Eish.
Now I think you know what, Kaluta, and I agree. I think the biggest thing on that question, you know, how do we make women safe, you know, as a country and so forth. The biggest thing that has power to turn that around, governance. I don't want to lie to you.
Yeah.
In a governance, our political parties or mang, like for example, or ward mang, it's or mang. You know, in our country, we don't even know the leaders are on a low level, but they are getting good payments.
Yeah.
You know, government pays very well in terms of on the political side.
Yeah.
The councillor, the lots of ward councillor, and all of that. Ne? And I think it has to be mentioned, Hore. I think they're not doing enough to actually be advocates of those things that safety. I mean, Melody, there are certain sections only like the community policing. The people are actually not being paid. Basiculator, Mamelodi, they're making sure people are safe, not even just women or Ditsotsi, Rabavimba. You know, there are good things that are happening in some of the most notorious townships. Like Mamelodi, it's not a good place to go. But let me tell you, there are certain sections that are so clean, more clean than some of the Sababo Zedin Zaron. You know, Beria boy. I can take you somewhere, go Mamelodi, maybe we say Gardens. Clean, more fast. And if you go to the community itself, or check the people living in the community, it's people that have taken upon their own governance. To say, or we're not gonna wait for what councillor or whatever. But the reason why I'm bringing it up is that a big part of it lies on government doing much more to say, hore, we're going to make sure that women are safe.
Yeah.
Our children are safe. Be safe. They're too quiet. Over councillor next thing baron na sente. When was the last time? You don't even know the issues some of as a councillor.
Sure.
It was an example, councillor example if you are watching.
Man.
But that's the reality, and I think those systems, taxpayers are paying for it. Number one, you are paying for it. We are paying for this non-service, and it's an injustice because your European countries they are paying taxes and their monies. Part of it is being an advocate of saying, "Or the places that are safe, start branding it. Or this is a safe zone." Renamo South Africa, we're so used to hijack sport. I mean, both they already know, be away, hijack sport. And we are comfortable to say, or okay,
It's okay.
because all the both they already, it's a hijack sport. It's on me.
Yeah.
You know, leave those places. I don't know police. Rebele bodo, it's enough.
Sure.
No, Kauka. I think in general, what we are saying, when I pick from Ferrari, is that number one, we are appealing to government to do more. You know,
Yeah,
what I mean? We're appealing to government to do more because of this is our country as well, and we voted for you guys. You know, and you're there to not to be celebrities but to be servants. And we can't win this battle without you. You know, so obviously the community level they have to be involved, but the government because of we want women to feel safe. We want children to feel safe. And then I guess what Edgar is saying as well is that he's appealing to the vulnerable to not allow to use that situation to advantage yourself. Because of next time someone is going to be in need of help and we might be scared to help that person because of you being vulnerable are taking advantage of that. You know what I mean? So we also appealing to people that are vulnerable as well. Guys, stop that behavior. It's not nice when someone is trying to help you and you now using that person's help. You're changing that person's life forever. That person will never help again, basically. You know what I mean? And I guess for me, I'm just appealing to the guys, to the Hurmajita, you know what? Let's stop feeling entitled to women. Women have the right to walk wherever they want to walk. They can dress whatever they want to dress and dance the way they want to dance, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A woman behaving a certain way does not give you permission to Yeah, you know what I mean? It does not give you permission. I don't care. There's no woman that deserves to be beaten, to be killed or to feel unsafe. You know what I mean? There's no woman. So, and Rones Majita, I appeal to you, wherever you can, protect the women, protect the women in your life, protect the women around you, and let's make it a safe country. I believe we have a beautiful country, man. Yeah, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You said earlier on that you wanted to talk about something, man.
Yeah, man. So Salaka ka jola le colleague
Yeah.
many years ago.
Okay.
And from that experience, God, I would never, ever, ever again ke jola le colleague. You know, and it got me thinking, and then you hear of stories so much bare lenyora le prekistene ni ya lona. Dilo tsa go tshwana le tse wa tsara ke iputse bara bra life ya is simple te tsabela pila o no complicate ka go prekisa didi ya hao.
Yeah.
So and I started asking myself, gents, as gents, or maybe the ladies, like, who are people like no-go areas? Who are people you should never ever have intimate relationships with? It will be relative because it will differ from person to person.
I think you just said it. It will be relative.
It will be
no relatives.
Our relative.
Yeah.
And it got me.
Some other show.
Yeah. Umkhonto gwaza ekhaya or something. Bona le show yomutse. Yeah.
Mara daman na lwela relationship le uswa. Like
unyako dikhanda le sister. Yeah.
Arno yena o rata ngwana kwa habo more than
umorata radically
no,
or
like they want to be together and all of
okay,
that.
no, that's
and they like no mara guys kore ibile ba fitlile to the point that no sharp even if labalebala I couldn't even fathom that thing because they were already discussing okay if you guys have kids they were all already willing to even say to entertain the whole thing. That's where we are. So to answer your question,
no relatives.
I think you get relationships that legally iconic.
Yeah.
Blood relatives, incest, dog. It's a crime. You go to jail for that, right? You get legal age. Anyone under 16 get wrong. Mara, then you get moral relations. So family, they're out of the question. You can't even. It's not relative. It's not opinionated. They're out of the question. Yeah, legal age is out of the question. You can't date. But you get moral.
Okay,
you get and then you get relationships where you have to like make a moral decision.
Okay.
Even your age. I'm 40 years old. I'll have age cap. Yeah, the youngest I can go.
What's your youngest?
Next time we mention. It's quite funny. A couple of years ago, I was very strict. The youngest I would go.
Yeah.
Mara eski hula, I've relaxed a bit.
No, because
yeah, I've relaxed a bit.
What's the age?
I think that was already to I think Joe, it's again. Okay, high school is a no go. High school is a no.
No teens.
No teen.
No,
yeah, like, and then from
so the lowest is 20. That's what you say.
Let 20 ke feel like ngwana 20 ko munyane nyana.
Okay, 21.
Ngalo maybe uma 22 daga. Wabona. And then who depend like motho because like yeah, but my 22 once maybe you're more age. Maybe my 22.
Okay. For you.
Yeah, I can hana so. And then who ya go dima again but I obviously nka se fihle ko
60
go. Mara who na le 60-year-old engwa bona mara. What's that? Azaka go mara le 60-year-old bona mara. Happy Joe and look fat, you get a 25-year-old, ale tiny, ale ngwana. Ile 25-year-old. Once or even though nagger maybe 22 nka, mara una look at 25-year-old mu kara ke ngwana. Like, wang understand?
Yeah.
And then maybe a 22-year-old mu ke motho mogolonyana sort of thing. But yeah, na go fat I would say 22 ya go fat. No, but kodimo like 16 yeah kaya bo but obviously tshwantse be abele certain look nyana certain appearance ona le 60-year-old ngolo wena wa bona rawo mo ke motho mogolo
so you do know how le 16 the next 10 years level 70
and then happened I'm 40 jo motho wa ba le 60 I'm 50 too much
how too much no
I'm 52.
20
One,
years.
20 years. 1 mara. It's not a big gap. It's not a very big. It's not a very
It's
big
a
gap.
relative.
It's relative. Yeah.
Like we say,
20
that's
years.
those
Yeah,
are very
I guess
relative. And then mara another no-go area for me. Ke tsona taba tsa ho tshwana le bo like body nene. Like you bring a person into your
mara that's-
home and then you start shagging them down.
Mara that's a bit creepy, eh?
That's a bit
It's
creepy.
Spanish and then
Le hona motho is in charge of my
Oh.
child, dude, ne?
eh,
If things go sour between Nalena,
but
ke riskile ngwanaka.
nice when no falling in love. What if vele o krile nene and then you end up loving or hey man the way motho wa clean ka teng. Yo, impetam like the cleaning technique.
The way I koropang.
The way I korapa ka teng.
I think
Then I can korapa ka mohar.
Eh,
And then
aye.
love and then
No.
next thing,
I would never
You
get to
don't.
that.
I wanna allow into other thing.
No.
So we're not
It's a no go. It's a no go.
yeah,
It's a
but,
no
yeah,
go.
but you don't plan it though, eh?
I
I think if you want a nanny, my suggestion
Yeah.
would be hore profile the nanny. She mustn't be man. You know what I mean? Aska na ausi. Hata na ausi o manyani o manaisi.
Wana le Beyonce ka tla ba nene ka. I would
not.
Ke sharp.
And why?
Mosaka hodile lo nako ke na alumnyane re bile le nene. Let's check out Atteridgeville. Like wa bona ngcondo ha jo he ka sudumelle certain o ka segale. Like ngcondo ka mkhweleng ka teng hore batho ba bang ke di no go. Like le colleague no re spana le bana ba pila mape. Mara because ngcondo ka is so set on hore nka se entertain intimate relationship ko spanning. Ha ona colleague nka e galla. Wa understand? Papi la bana mara ona re nka e galla because ke a itse hore I've experienced hore ba le cherry go spanning ho bang. It's not gonna happen. Wa understand?
Yeah.
You see guys, life is complicated, you know, o hlabile motho na spana le bona. Tlhaka ntanga. You want such things, man. So, yeah, so na for nna ngwana wa bo ma 22 down, colleague, body nene.
So employee.
So-
I
so
guess
employee,
If you're running
if-
your own business.
Yeah,
you'd
if I'm
never-
running a business and
And
employee.
funny enough, those happen a lot. Like guys that are owning their companies,
Yeah. But you hear the stories
And-
of the like, yo, get the mess up.
So basically, if you are Edgar's colleague, and if no more Aile, no, not
Forget
chance.
about
Forget
it.
about it.
No,
Sorry,
no,
man.
they are
Yeah,
easy, the
yeah,
colleagues.
yeah. No, I'm saying the one that hasn't expressed it. Forget about it.
Yeah.
Anybody?
Yeah. So when on a little no go.
Sure, I've actually never thought about what
You need to think about it though. Don't break his hand in how and then.
Hey,
Oh, Tabunda.
Okay, hey, I've never thought about it, eh?
Yeah. You must age limit.
I've never thought about it either.
So 16 motosha.
It's illegal. It's illegal.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I've just never thought about it. Because I wanna life come calling.
Yeah.
Come calling.
But in eight-
What is again? What wanna come calling? There's no go zone. Go
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
And you constantly saying what yeah, this thing of
Yeah.
relationships and
Yeah.
You find out the very same place that you're saying is a no-go
Yeah.
is the best place to show you the qualities that you're looking for in a woman.
It'll,
And I'm making it in a
with
way-
colleagues,
and-
it'll always feel like that, dog, because you spend so much time with these people.
so it'll always feel
It'll
like that.
always feel like that. You spend so
That is
much
a
time
very
with these
key-
people.
that is a
Yeah,
very
you
key
spend
thing
so
that
much
you say.
time with your colleagues.
So already, your colleagues have a better chance than any other woman out there.
They
if
don't.
You were allowing it.
Or
Wait,
if I was allowing
If you were allowing
yeah,
it, right?
yeah.
Your colleagues have a better advantage because
Yeah.
number one, you spend more time at
Yeah.
work.
But experience here,
Right?
remember me.
No, your experience.
Yeah.
And if it's into Kebolela,
Okay.
to say, hore, if you are allowing it, and I think that's my point. I hear exactly what you say. Right?
Yeah.
But my point is, I'm a bit different in terms of the approach. I'm thinking, hore, the very same place that we block out is the very same place that might be of great opportunity.
Like Lady, for example.
Okay.
Manya.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, hore,
Ke a o tshwara,
sometimes you find, hore, our thought process on, yes, it didn't work out the first time with your colleague. I understand.
It did, actually. It did. Okay,
Oh,
but
it
anyway,
did?
yeah, it did. But actually,
Feel
yeah.
the story. So,
No, it
Yeah.
did be a relationship, but like, who bona motho every day go spanning, hele qabani, jwale affect, you know, sorry, it was a nice relationship, but it's not something you want to do, man. It's It's not
Is
something
she
you want to.
in the-
And
is she in the top 3 of the people you've
I
once
needed to
been
have
with?
experienced this to determine that I'm not doing it again.
Okay. Is she in the top 3
Yes,
of the
yes.
best people you've been with in your entire 40
Sure,
years?
for sure. Yeah.
But so I'm not saying change. I'm just saying on my perspective.
Yeah.
I've never thought about
So
it.
you'd
but
consider.
I wanna take it. And actually process it
Yeah.
before give her the answer. Because
You'd consider maybe having a relationship with Spanish.
Sure. Yeah. And maybe because even my work environment is different. I can go office, so our colleagues, it's a different setup.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, I need to think about it.
Yeah.
For no-go zones. But I think I've got more go zones than no-go zones. For example, some people will be like, I'll never date the person in church. Now get again, for example.
Yeah.
Right? But I've got so many friends that are females that will be like, I'll never go for a guy in church.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, okay, why? But Joe, guys in church are the worst.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most girls don't want guys in church.
Yeah.
I've asked that question many
But
times.
reason again.
Bara age, what I get again, but
Oh, my chance
Bara get a break, get the West End, all of that. Ne? And one would think or it'd be the opposite, like
Exactly.
you, Umage.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
guys at church, we go there for morals and get
Hey.
for a moral God and all
Yes.
these rules and all these things that we have to comply to.
But it turns out to the ladies like
To the ladies, they don't want guys from church.
Snap.
And they actually get guys from outside church.
yeah.
And, you know,
Yeah.
so like, look, is another perspective.
yeah.
Or I'd rather go and think about it a bit.
Okay.
But the go zone, I think I'm a bit more open.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Kaludra, I think for me, just closing it, it's just colleagues for me, you know.
Yeah.
For me, it's just colleagues, and the reason is because of one, I think because of that's where it's my bread and butter.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And that's where I spend most of my time. You know what I mean? And what happens if maybe I'm applying for a job and I don't get a job in the next 5 years
Yeah.
or 10 years? That means that should things go south with someone that I have to see for 8 hours, Monday to Friday. And I want that person to succeed and get promotions. And I don't want our issues to be office gossip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or find that the next thing a lady can be labeled. Let's say I'm popular with Spanning. But give me to labza. You know what I mean? Like you lose your sense of identity.
Or vice versa.
Yeah, or vice versa. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. But okay. And then if maybe maybe one cheater like Spanning. So maro is again. Or Taboya Spanning. Or maybe him cheated guy new intern. No Taboya Spanning. So I wouldn't want to take that away from her.
Yeah.
Again, our relationships can go south as well.
Exactly.
So I don't want to. I think for me that's not. Yeah. I love my colleagues.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't compromise them, and I wouldn't compromise myself.
Okay.
But I have a question for you now.
Yeah. Mara, age cap, how can?
Age gap for now.
Cap.
I think
age cap.
age gap. I think for now,
The youngest. What's the youngest you'd go?
23, 4, 5, but mostly I prefer 25.
25.
Yeah, but late 23. You know, as you said, this goes from person to person.
Yeah.
So
And
you
the
can.
highest, the oldest you'd go?
The oldest I've went was 42. Yeah.
But
42.
would you go? The highest you'd go?
The highest I think I was taken to 42. 42, 43, yeah, I was taken to Salada. Salada. So,
Okay.
44 to be.
45. And how old are you? How old?
I'm 35 now.
35.
Mara, why like
Yeah. So, so
No, Ferrari wire cap but you like solo bana ngwana ba le 18 years.
I get 50, 60, get go dim.
Go dim.
I go tlase legally go para sa
Yeah, go di mo pila.
But
Go di ma hona cap. Yeah, go di mo pila nangara ke na cap.
Ibile yo inahana like sharp, like in terms of age fele di ngondo jo rira go 19.
Yeah, like jo ringang le ngwana.
Mara ho ya go di mo lebsa.
Yeah, ho ya go di mo.
Fana 50.
I re bisa wa teropa 44. Sala bona 50.
no, you know why? Bon, you know why? You know why? Ne? And then the bond no more. But we have to sign out soon. But you know why?
Yeah.
It's because of I don't have a child as yet. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So someone that might be a bit older might not be in a position to say that they might be willing to give me a child. I think that's the only reason. If not, then not.
Yeah, but again,
there's different ways now.
No.
Yeah.
No.
There's alternative ways.
Yeah, but I prefer
You do
natural.
know.
Yeah, but I
Mara ho
prefer natural.
ikutlwela nyana le go kae le go bo 50 kae.
No comment. But I think I'll stay too because
Ish.
when I wanna be committed to the person. So yeah, you know what I mean?
And there's
Yeah.
just something nice. These all experiences like about Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're only another 50 something. Joe, like good. Yeah, like good. Yeah, like nah, don't understand.
Yeah.
That died for Comelo, die one.
Yeah.
Mara,
No,
check it
no,
out.
Lena-
Tell what I got on another
no,
thing.
Yeah, let me drop my one because
Yeah, all of 40 something.
Yeah, it was a good relationship. I think it's the best relationship I've ever had.
Yeah.
Like it's the best.
For something.
Yeah.
Nasa para honor.
Actually,
Nasa para honor.
we'll have
but-
an episode on that.
We'll have an episode on that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But
Just dating.
yeah. Mara naper honor.
Yeah.
Last question.
But
Oh.
I have a question. Bon, I have a question for you. I have a question for you. Just before we go.
I'm waiting.
No.
Yeah, honor.
No, just before we go.
Okay, sir.
If you date a girl,
Yeah.
I know you say you'll never date a colleague.
Yeah.
If you had to date a girl,
Yeah.
and you found that she gets a job at your company,
Yeah.
and she's now your colleague,
Yeah.
but you've been dating her before she got to work,
Yeah.
would you break up with her or would
No,
you?
that's a different scenario.
That's a different
No,
scenario.
we won't break up. That's a
Okay.
different
So it's
scenario.
no. So
The only thing I want to do is Thomas relationship.
Go to my
Thomas
relationship.
Mara,
Oh,
if it happens or get data share is by coincidence or Thomas Pana, it's a different
It's a
scenario.
different story.
No,
Okay.
that's a different.
Yeah, I agree she's a colleague. Maybe I thought maybe you're.
No,
So it's an exception.
no.
Okay, I
And no go is starting one with a colleague.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
what. But
okay.
if we become colleagues by default, then that's a different.
100%.
Yeah.
No, Edgar, can you
Naber
please,
honor.
Edgar, can you please say bye to our audience?
Guys,
No, she wasn't by the way.
That's a part of
Yeah,
it.
no, that's but, can you say bye to our audience?
Thank you so much for watching. Please do keep subscribing. Let's interview Leona. Keep subscribing, guys. Commenting, man. Give us comments. Tell us what you'd like us to talk about. And yeah, we love you lots. We hope all of you have a good year. The year's going so fast, guys. Still in March. So, and yeah, man, lots of love. All good.
All good. Hundreds, guys. Take care. Until next time.
Sharp.
Yeah, this is one of our friends. We appreciate him. We acknowledge him. He's been supporting our podcast for some time. Giving us some critiques, giving us some positive feedbacks. You know what I mean? So I think you guys
Not that I actually know anything, but my
Well-
little 2 cents worth.
your little 2 cents worth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think you guys have been knowing each other for some time, though.
Yeah, over 20 years. Eh?
Yeah,
Edgar.
and it's actually confusing because you guys call it Braibs. Yeah.
Maybe we're not sort of malume Ibs.
Yeah. So the thing is, guys, Ipeleng and I are friends. I think we're the same age group.
Yeah.
And then it so happens where I started Kitomo hang out the young brother ya Ipeleng and his friends. So they're like maybe 5 years younger than us stuff. So
Yeah.
but it's never Braibs.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to musician over again. So life
But I must say, Edgar, I think that's also the really nice thing about you,
Yeah.
right? So there's no ageism. You take
Yeah.
everyone as they come.
Yeah.
You're really cool. You really chill, and you get along with everyone
You
in
know what
every
I mean.
spectrum,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
very admirable. By the way.
Sure, man. And I'm really glad life reconnected
Nah.
after all these years.
Definitely.
And we what's a background feeling 95.
Yeah.
Yeah. And up until we lost contact here at high school.
Yeah.
And then later on I started becoming friends with younger brother Ipeleng. And then one day we were to go Montana, class ke blomile go apa Ipeleng. Hand ke grot man ya Njita o Ipeleng mo.
And then the connection.
And then we like yeah,
And then to find out that we both worked in Rosebank,
you know what I mean?
and then we're just
Yeah.
bumping into each
Well,
other
that's
every
so
second
well,
week.
yeah.
So that was also
So,
pretty
yeah,
cool.
man,
Yeah.
But Bribes, I want to get into it quickly. You having it. Well, first tell us about yourself.
Yeah.
I believe that you are married. You've got a business going on.
Yeah.
Tell us about those two things. How's marriage going? How's the business going? So far? And what's the business about?
Marriage, what can one say about marriage?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think everyone
Be careful.
who's
Right?
married kind of knows it has its ups and downs, but I think it's just nice to always have someone there for you,
Yeah.
to support you, to challenge you, to just that rock that kind of holds you together at times. You
Okay, okay,
know? Especially when there's children involved. 'Cause
Yeah.
a lot of the times you can't do everything.
okay,
And as you said, I'm also in business, so a lot of the times I really rely on her to keep the family sane.
okay, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So you would vouch for marriage. That marriage is a good thing.
It depends.
Depends.
If you find the right person.
Yeah, yeah.
Some people with the wrong people don't get married.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But
yeah.
if you find the right person, then yeah, definitely.
Definitely,
Yeah,
right?
you wouldn't
Go
even
for it, yeah.
you wouldn't even think, and you'll know when you find the right
You
person.
know when you went.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
And if I can tell you with me what happened.
Yeah.
So I was with my wife for I think 4 years.
Yeah.
We're dating. And when I started thinking about marriage, I remember asking myself, what's the worst thing about this girl?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then once I was able to pinpoint that, then I
Yeah.
asked myself, am I willing to live with the worst part of her
Yeah.
for the rest of my life?
Oh, snap.
And then as soon as that was a yes, I was like, oh, wait, again.
Yeah, it's so okay, okay. So whether you were ready or not at that moment, it was not the point. You knew the answer. She's the one, and I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah, well, because obviously you have to ask the question, so you'll never
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Fortunately enough, that just came to mind, and it just sort of made sense. I mean, if you are comfortable with the worst parts
Yeah.
about the person that you're gonna spend most of your time with, then I think it's a bit of a no-brainer. Plus, I mean, she's freaking hot, so
Okay.
that
yeah,
helped. That helps a lot.
So don't marry not a hot person. Like you marry.
Marry what you want, and hot is relative.
100%, 100%. And then Valentine was nice.
Valentine, no, not Valentine.
Valentine
Yeah.
now. Okay. Okay.
Mabane, she had to sacrifice because Raseta pa or
Yeah,
Rezalonyana didn't
That's why they say marry the right person. So
marry the right person.
Yeah,
I tlhalohanya, mara at least they got Jago a bona go tsala.
okay.
So I completely that.
And then just a quick one. You said that you're in business. What business are you
Yeah. Yeah, so I am I've got a consultancy.
in? Okay.
Should we ask the guys to keep it down just until we finish? We can hear.
Just for 2 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. No?
Okay.
Should we continue?
So Valentine, we'll get back to the business one. I just want people to hear you properly.
Yeah.
When we talk about business. So Valentine, it was about the setup, about the event.
Yeah, you know, the Valentine's was a sacrifice, right? Probably more specifically for her.
Yeah.
Because obviously if you have an event the day afterwards, you need to make sure that things are right,
Yeah.
right, the day before.
Yeah.
So there was just a lot of planning that maybe didn't allow us to actually have the kind of Valentine
Okay.
that we wanted. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
100%. We don't want to keep the event on hold for too long.
Yeah.
So just tell us about the business that you're currently in right now and how the business
Yeah.
is going.
So I've got a consultancy. My background is I'm a qualified town and regional planner.
Okay.
And fortunately, I got into the property related space.
Okay.
I worked for a petroleum company for a number of years.
Okay.
Afterwards, I left and I started service station development consultancy.
Okay. Okay.
So basically, what we do is we help clients to identify and build petrol stations.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've got private clients, corporate clients. A private client is anyone that actually wants to build and operate the petrol station. So you or anyone else.
Okay.
Corporate clients is all your corporate companies, so all your oil majors. So we do some stuff with, if I can name drop, maybe Astron, those kind of Shell, those big major players within the oil space. Yeah.
Okay. You have a question again, you can. No. What's the name of your so people can know?
Yeah. So the name is called Credico,
Okay.
right?
So where can people find you?
Credico.co.za. So CREDECO.
Okay.
.co.za. So on our website, you'll find everything about us. So anyone that's interested in owning a petrol station, or if you've got a piece of land and you don't know what to do with it, give us a call, give us a shout. We can advise you in terms of the best way forward.
Okay. And about the event, do you have a question for him? Today's event?
Yeah. So today is something different from your business. What's today about?
Yeah, so in all honesty, I've been around this area for quite a while. So my folks live in Montana.
Yeah.
And we've seen that there's a growing market in terms of the black professionals that are within this particular space.
Yeah.
And we realize that the guys don't really have a place to sort of let loose, enjoy themselves. Every time they want to do something, they have to go to Mainland Maine or go to town or go to Mamelodi.
Yeah.
So we thought, let's try and cater for this particular market.
Yeah.
And that's why we just hooked up something nice and chill, nothing too hectic. where guys can come through and enjoy themselves, clap a couple of beers with you guys.
Yeah.
And yeah, man.
Okay. So are you gonna have this on a frequent basis or once a month? What's your thinking? Or are you still deciding?
Yeah. So we are trying to do a once a month thing.
Mm.
Yeah, this is our first one. So we also played by ear. So remember, the whole idea was to see if there is a market.
Okay.
So if the market bites and if they're responsive, then we'll sort of continue it. But for now, I think we're looking at a once a month thing. And if the market says otherwise, then we can sort of make it a bit more frequent.
Okay. And just lastly, before you go, we need people to subscribe to our podcast. What do you think
Yeah.
about our podcast so far? And what you got to say to our fans so far, like in terms of helping us to
Yeah.
be bigger than what we are now?
I think anything, man, you have to start. Right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
just like this place, yep. We had an idea, we started. You guys, I think, are in the right direction. You had an idea,
Yeah.
and you started. I think once you start, the only place you can go is upwards.
Yeah.
So the only other thing is to grow.
Yeah.
I think you guys are doing a good thing. I think it's gents coming together, talking about gent stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can be a bit lonely as a
Yeah,
guy because you so consume.
Yeah.
And it's nice to just go on YouTube, listen to what you guys have to say. And it's
Yeah.
like lacking engagement
Yeah, yeah.
with gents, even though you're alone looking at
Yeah.
the thing. you
Yeah.
know?
100%. Can you please ask for the people to subscribe on our channel?
Yeah, gents and ladies. It's not just for gents, ladies as well. Please, you're gonna hear funny stuff. You're gonna hear interesting stuff. Don't rob yourself of a good time. Do the right thing and subscribe.
Yeah, 100%. But it's nice to have
I've
you.
got another question.
Question.
A question. The only thing I have to say is that thanks, Bra Ips, for putting this together. One thing for sure is Bra Ips has got a good eye for gaps, and one thing for sure is this gap he's gonna fill it up real good. Like I think this event is gonna definitely be a success. Not this one only. I believe the next one we're gonna fill this place up.
Awesome.
And the next one. And the next one.
Awesome.
So,
Thanks for the
Bra-
support, guys.
Thank you. You know, I'm trying to catch up to you, like being married. Now you are starting. Now you've got a business. Now I've got a lot of catching up to do.
No, don't try and catch up. Just live your life.
Just live my life. Yeah, just live my life.
Just live your life, yeah.
Yeah, man. No, but see you now.
gents.
Let's just finish up. Yeah.
All
But
right.
thank you so much for
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
Thanks, gents.
Sharp,
Just like
sharp, like a show.
it's fine.